Hey everyone, IanVV3 here, and today I'm going to tell you about the best champion for jungle in all of the 8th season. That's right, it's Warwick. Warwick is a bruiser jungler who does a mixture of AD and AP damage. Warwick's passive makes him do extra magic damage on hit. It also heals him for the amount of damage per auto. On top of this, when Warwick is below 25% health, the healing from each auto is tripled. This allows you to do Dragon at level 3 and take fights you cannot take on other champions. Q is a targeted ability that does magic damage, which includes maximum percentage health of the target selected. You also heal for a percentage of this ability. You may hold down Q to follow a target and will not be displaced. This means you follow through on flashes, dashes, knockbacks, knockups, and more. There are a lot of cool combos you can pull off with this ability. W is an ability where Warwick gains bonus movement speed and attack speed when any enemies are below 50% health. If enemy champions are below 20% health, both the attack speed and movement speed are tripled. This means that if you are farming Krugs and the enemy top laner is low, you can run all the way there in no time. You may also activate this skill to receive the base movement and attack speed buff on the closest enemy. This is a great skill to gap close, for a gank, check your jungle for an invade, or to even check the enemy jungle for champions around you. E is an ability that when activated, it reduces incoming damage for 2.5 seconds. When E reactivates, or after the 2.5 seconds, it flees enemies and slows them for 90%. This ability is very powerful and allows you to be very tanky throughout the game. Using your ultimate will reactivate Primal Howl, but there is a trick you can use for this. Finally, your R or ultimate ability is a Giant Leap, whose range is affected by movement speed that is unstoppable and stops you upon hitting an enemy champion and suppresses said champion for 1.5 seconds. Every 0.5 seconds you apply on-hit effects, which means you go from 0 stacks suppress the attack to oppress the attack proc. On top of this, you heal for the full amount of damage dealt. This makes this skill a very good re-engage or follow-up from the initial damage you take, allowing you to stay in a skirmish early or turn a fight late. Now we will move into how to play Warwick in the early game. Running the jungle, pushing advantages, and snowballing the game. With Warwick, the two most common paths are bot side blue buff start, wolves to top side buff, or top side buff start, wolves to bot side buffs. The idea behind these two starts is quite different. With the bot side start, the goal is to either invade the enemy jungler at their buff, because Warwick clears very fast, or to look for scuttle and set up a counter gank either top or mid. Warwick is great at counter ganking because if the enemy champion is below 50%, he gets there fast and attacks very fast. He can also fear both of the enemy champions, which allows for your teammate to turn without the worry of dying to them. The idea behind starting topside instead of bot is either to gank your bot lane if they are at their tower, or to take dragon with ease, even at level 3. Warwick's passive allows him to triple his healing below 25% health, which means you can solo dragon by yourself without dying. A neat trick to keep in mind is if the enemy jungle comes to contest, use your E and make the enemy tank the dragon damage. This allows you to heal up off the enemy champion, take reduced damage for them, and quickly gets your W activated for the increased attack speed. Most of the time you can easily turn around a fight in the dragon pit. From here you look to buy early Tiamat and look around the map for anyone at 50% or below to pick off. You can be reactive with counter ganks using W to get there as they engage or move towards the lane. Or when you're fairly close, use W to run towards the opponent, popping E then queuing through them, and reactivating E to fear them into your ally for the follow-up. In the mid game, from this point forward, if it hasn't been taken already, either work with your bot lane or top lane to take first tower. Usually bot lane is the better lane to focus because we are in a bot-centric meta. But if your top lane is ahead enough, you can easily take that. You should largely be focusing on taking objectives such as Dragon, Herald, or Towers, because Warwick excels in taking neutral objectives over other junglers. You can also very easily invade and match most other junglers, especially being able to take them out if you have amassed a moderate lead. Regardless of whether you want to fight the enemy or not, you should still be invading to get vision on them and pinging out for your teammates or setting up counters. Mid-early game is Warwick's bread and butter. You can stay in the game when behind because Warwick excels in picks and skirmishes, but late game is a bit harder. Late game is Warwick's hardest point in the game. In the mid to late, you usually want to force or play around Baron, because I said earlier Warwick is very good at taking neutral objectives. Taking Baron is very real at 20 minutes, and allows you to push advantage you've secured early into a win or turn around the game in your favor. Warwick is very good on a team with a split pusher because you can usually collapse on a champion or turn around a gank from the jungle quite easily, while still making it back to your team. Looking for picks is also very good on Warwick because you can just ult them and they disappear. As for teamfighting, you either want to fight front to back but hold on to your ult to either heal up when needed or jump onto the backline after you kill the front line. This is usually the best way to play out fights. In some cases, such as with an assassin on your team, you could jump in on the backline right away. In teamfights, aim to get your E off on multiple targets and use your ult when needed, typically not to engage. In conclusion, Warwick is an amazing early mid champion. You can obtain very large advantages for your lanes and against the enemy jungler. You then use this to obtain neutral objectives that help you close out the game ASAP. Even if you get to late game, if played correctly, you can still be very impactful in teamfights and turn them around. Warwick is the highest win rate jungler for many reasons. Reaping the benefits while you still can.